Hello everyone, it's Mish here, and today I thought we would do another page in Daphne's Diary Gluebook journal. So if you're new to my channel or new to this series, we created the book in the part one, and as well as did a first page, and then subsequently we have been doing pages in the book. So if that's other ones you'd like to check out, I do have a playlist, which is Daphne's Diary Gluebook journal. So today I thought we would do another page, and I'm just going to grab this one. I have a background already in mind. I often have that already tacked on just to save some time, but I'll get this down as I'm talking. So right now, as of the recording, we're on 2023 and we're up to issue 5. Issue 6 is just being released. I think it's this week. We are in August, so I will be getting that one. But there's still a lot of stuff from the issues that I do have. So I have issue 3, 4, and 5, as I really only just started to know about this kind of this year, in the springtime. I don't know where I've been, under a rock maybe. So in issue 3, I have always wanted to do something with these images here. I had cut them out, and if you're new to my channel, I cut out images, and then I'm just getting some of my little envelopes, and then I just put them in either plastic sheet protectors or just little DVD plastic cases. Then I kind of have images. If I cut up a page, then I can cut out what I want and save it for later. But I've been looking at these, and today's the day that I want to work with these images. I was fortunate that I actually have 2 copies of some of the magazines, and this is one of the ones that I have 2 copies of. So I've already gone ahead and cut out my images. I also put them on quite firm cardstock, so I think this is 100 or 110 pound cardstock, and so I just really love those. Ironically, I was looking through just the Temu, and on Temu they actually have these Chinese, well, I don't know if they're Chinese, but they have so many more images that seem to go along with the series. They actually have those too. So I don't sell my journal anyway, so I'm not sure if this was just a standard image that the magazine had purchased, or the stickers are a knockoff. I'm not sure, and I'm not gonna pass judgment on that. But I just thought that was quite interesting. So there was one sticker in particular that I just seemed to, you set something aside and then it just disappears. And I had it all, this one here I think. Nope, and I had it all set aside ready to do the filming. But so I just really liked these images. That one there. And I wanted to do something kind of different with it, because I'm trying to do different things in my glue book, to kind of, maybe as an idea book, or maybe just to look back on and look at it just when I'm feeling kind of blue, because I do like looking at it. But the other things that I'd like to add to this page is some hardware. So I have a chain here, and I have some corners. I thought we could add those. I do have a bunch of keys, so I grabbed a couple keys from my stash. I have a little piece of lace, which I kind of liked maybe to put on the border. I do have some clock hands and some brads. And I do have a few little charms, and on that same page were some butterflies because of course life is always good with butterflies. And then I have a couple more stickers. And then I have a saying that I want to put on here. So I was kind of thinking that I would superimpose this with a dimensional so that it gives that a little bit of dimension on the page. And I kind of do like it, but I wasn't exactly sure. And then with this guy, I do know one of the things that I want to do is I want to insert this chain, this very fine chain. So I think I'm actually going to have to cut the chain, and I think I'll cut it kind of in the middle. There we go. Okay, so I was thinking that I wanted to insert the chain. This is just a foam mat. I want to kind of insert the chain there. However, I'm going to be able to do that. So I should have. Just have to make that hole a bit bigger. Because then this would definitely add some dimension. If I can thread that down into the image. My pokey tool, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Oh, had it. Sometimes you just got to have patience. There we go. Okay, so we've got that kind of threaded through there. And then I thought, might be hard to see on camera, I would, what if I zoom in a little bit? Yeah. Then I could string that and have it go kind of behind the branch of where it's currently going. So I would need to cut off some more chain. And I had luck by taking my pokey tool and putting it into the very last link and poking it through. So let's see if we have luck with that this time. I'm trying to concentrate and I can't. Might have to go away and come back. I'm always worried that if I take too much time doing something, that you guys just get bored. And there we go. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to take a piece of tape so that my ends don't, or at least that end doesn't come through. Okay, so I've got that little piece of chain that mimics that other one. And I had put on here a slip ring, but I see it's on a piece that I didn't cut. So I have a little box of just slip rings. So I'm just going to put, I tried the smallest one earlier to try to put it through the link in the chain, and it just wouldn't go. It's just too fine. So I thought I'll just hook the chain with the eyelet and then just close that up, and then that will be what I can use to hang something off it. So I thought I would try to hang this key. That might be too small to put around there and around that other link. I might not even need that link. I could just take this bigger ring. Let's try the smaller one again. That's going to be too small. I wouldn't be able to fit that ring around the chain and hook the charm as well. So, and I kind of liked this key. So we'll stick that on there. And then I'll just try, well, I'll hook the chain, because this is such a big ring that I don't think there's going to be an issue hooking the chain. Okay, and then we'll just close the slip ring. Okay, so then what I would do now is just get a little bit of Fabri-Tac so that the key kind of stays on top of the key that's there already, just as a, it doesn't need to, but I'd rather not have. And Fabri-Tac is pretty good with metals and such. So just going to put that key down. It's not a perfect fit, but it's good. And I'll place that on there. Just hold that for a second. And then I just wanted to loop a little bit more down. So I'm kind of happy with that look. And I am gonna poke that up on dimensionals. I'm gonna take a piece of tape and tape that down so it doesn't fall out. That's kind of cute. And then, so I'm just gonna use some dimensionals, which is just some foam tape cut into shapes. If you had a roll of foam tape, it achieves the same purpose. So just kind of get around that a little bit, and I want a little piece down there, but I might have to, oh no, might be all right. So I have him ready to go down. So then I wanted to do something with this one here. So again, I could just make some chain. Just put a bit of chain there. Get it off my mat here. I could just put a piece of chain to come out of there, and then I've got these little charms. I'm not exactly sure where I got them. I think I must have got them at Michael's. I've had these so long. But I could put a little charm on hanging off the chain. That would work. Or I have these are quite common. I have a little dragonfly we could hang off there. And we've got our lace. So, because my dilemma is, do I cut that clock out, put it on a dimensional so that it has a little bit of dimension? The only thing I'm finding is that this here is more antiqued than that, and I think I would like it if I antiqued it a bit. So I'm going to take some maybe antique linen here, and I think I'll just, yeah, so see, I like that much better. It's very subtle, but it gives it the same feel as the rest of it there. I like that. Okay, so I don't know. I don't think I'm going to hate it, so I think I will stick that down. And I want to cut out this chain. Sorry if my head's in the way. My last video, I do apologize. It wasn't until I was uploading it that my big old head's in the way. But sometimes you can't help that. I also want to say thank you guys so much for all the warmth and support, for all your comments. You know, it really does mean a lot, and I do respond to everybody. It may not be, you know, it might take a day or so, depending on if I'm working. So I work as a registered nurse, and some days when I'm working, that's about all I can do. It's just work. And then on the days that I'm off, is all I want to do is craft. So I really sometimes have to tear myself away to get the housework done. But you know what? This is so good for mental health. Okay, so I'm liking that, I think. Yep, the only thing I want to do, and I do this often, I don't feel I need to do it with all the rest of them, but is I just really like to outline this, as it just makes it less like it's a cutout, and it is very subtle. Sometimes you look and you think, oh gosh, did I even do that? But I think the overall effect does allow the eye to think that it's blended in with the background and the scene. At least that's my opinion. And I do like this Pitt pen. It's lasted me quite a long time. The thing with doing something like this with a marker is that because that the brush is a bit fibrous, it can start to fray your brush. But I found that, you know, this one here is staying pretty good. And I sometimes get carried away and get moving too fast, and I don't move my finger along, and then all of a sudden I've got a huge mark around the front of it. Okay, so yeah, so I think you probably wouldn't even notice, but it does add, trust me. So I'm going to put another piece of chain there, but I'm wondering about, I think I will put that dragonfly. What do you guys think? I don't know, I think that these are just, because the key is, you know, quite large, that one of these may be just a bit too dainty for this. So I think I'll forego that for now, and I'm going to get another slip ring here. I'm going to put that through. And who doesn't like a dragonfly? I think dragonflies are messengers. A lot of people don't like them because they can look a bit ominous, but I think like ladybirds or ladybugs, they're good. You know, they herald a good message or good things to come. I love when the ladybugs, I see them in the garden. I didn't realize that they had, I guess with all things, sorry, I'm just struggling to get that straight. They have like a time when they are born, and I think it's at the end of July. And I was in the garden. I have a very small garden. But I was out in the garden and I noticed one on one of the plants, and they're so good for my rose bush because I sometimes get aphids, and ladybugs are very good at eating the aphids, which are naughty and nasty. So I noticed one and I was like, oh gosh, that's so nice. And then I came in and the local radio station was saying that the local seed company, the ladybugs were in, and come and get them for your garden, which I didn't even know you could buy ladybugs, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, so I don't want to comment on that, but I was surprised that you could buy them. And so then I thought, well, somebody might have already bought them and released some, and one of them came into my garden. But anyways, I was happy to see it because it's a happy little thing. So I'm going to, again, on the back of this clock, I'm going to put one end of this chain. I have some arthritis in my thumbs and fingers, so it's sometimes hard to do like little fine things. but it all gets done in the end. Okay, so that's going to go there. And the 12, I wanted the 12 to be roughly where the 12 is now. So if we have the, so there's the 12. We have the chain kind of hanging down that way so that it hangs. I think I need to move that piece of tape over to here. Just take that off altogether. I think get another piece. I think I need it down. Sorry, it's probably off. Just trying to get it so that that's where I want it right there. So I'm just going to tack that on there. So that's going to hang down like that, like so. Okay, perfect. And then our little dragonfly is eventually going to hang off the chain. Okay, and he's the right way up. Okay, and then just going to take the chain and put another piece of tape kind of right about there. All right, let's see what that looks like. Right, so if we get that up on a dimensional and then have, I think that would look okay. Let's see. If we don't like it, then there's nothing lost, nothing. We'll just not put it on. And we could figure out a plan B. Because in most instances, there's always a plan B. It may not be what you choose, and it may not be the best thing, because plan A often is what we would choose. But I think there's always options. And when you're doing a layout, if it just seems like it's destroyed, try to think outside of the box. Think about, well, what can I do to salvage this? I'm just going to have to bring this a bit closer because I don't want my head stuck in your way. Right, so I'm thinking that. Kind of like it with the two kind of charms hanging off. I think that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to not mess with that for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Fabri-Tac, because I do like, I don't know, I think there's something really awesome about putting lace and frills on with hardware, because they're so opposite. And I love them both. I love hardware and I love lace. So we'll get this on the edge. And I think this kind of softens it a bit. Makes it not so harsh with these bits. And the other thing I'm going to do while I have the Fabri-Tac is I've got some hardware corners. I picked these up on Amazon. And you know, the thing with having stuff like this, I use them in junk journaling and stuff, but you often have to buy like 50 or something. So you might as well use your stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I love that. I'm getting off. Gonna have to zoom out here in a minute so you can see everything. And then I can zoom back in a little later. And I think this is all that I need. Oh no. Oh no, what I forgot to do. But that's okay because the dimensionals are those ones, the foam ones that I have on there, aren't, they have adhesive, but they're not like really, really strong. Because one thing I wanted to do with Mr. Clock, let's see if we can get him up. Oh yeah, no problem. Is I want to cut a hole right there. I should have put this on a piece of firmer cardstock, because it's just on paper. Because I want to put this brad through there and have it like so. I'm going to put another piece of foam tape right here. Yeah, it might have been better if I had of. Just need to straighten this out because it's just on thin paper and I've pushed down on the dimensional. We've got a little gully kind of right here. It's okay, I can just pop it up. And I need to make that a lot tighter. Push that really down in there. Okay. There, so now I've straightened that out. And we've got our dragonfly there. And then we'll set that down and not press so hard. I need a dimensional there. Right there. Okay, let's get the back off those. It's a nice day here today. We've had a lot of rain, and it was raining quite hard last night, but the sun has come out and I can hear my neighbor with his motorbike. There you go. He must be going for a little jaunt around. A little jaunt around. Okay, but I can see a little piece of that foam tape. Gosh, this seems to be a struggle today. There we go. Okay. So finally, we have the clock, which the hand spins round, so we can decide what time we want it to be. And it is kind of indented there, but I'm okay with that. Okay, and then we've got our corners on. We have our other little piece here. And then I had another little key that I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to dangle off there, but that's okay. Right, so I've got a saying, and I thought what would look good is the best time for new beginnings is now. So if you're thinking about, you know, you've got to make a decision. Sometimes new beginnings can be good. Sometimes it's painful, but sometimes in the end, it all turns out. Okay, so I kind of thought too when I put that, just going to try to see if I can zoom out there. I kind of thought I would put a branch there, but is that, I don't think we need that. I think that's too much. I'm kind of liking that. What do you guys think? Okay, so I'm going to tack that down. And I'm just using glue. It's just paper on paper. Elmer's glue. Trusty old Elmer's glue. Okay, and so for placement, I can't get it too far to the top. I think that's good there. And I just want to try to get every little bit down. There we go. If some of the little edges are up and I don't like it, I can tack them down better later. Okay, so I don't think, maybe we won't need that key, but the best time for new beginnings is now. Right. So I'm going to get that down. So this I just printed on my brother label maker. I can leave the description in the box below. But I think it's sorry for reaching, I think it's a great little labeler. And you can get white on black, you can get gold on black, you can get gold on white. And I didn't find it was that expensive. The best time, I think it just needs to go over a little bit to the, yeah, there. And I'm going to try to get it straight. The thing with getting stuff straight is you're better off just making it all wonky, and then it's not noticeable if it's not straight. Trying to line it up with these little leaf things. That's good. So the best time, actually, put that a little bit higher. But no, I can't now. But that's okay, because we can, oh yeah, that'll work out like that. Best time for new beginnings is now. What does that look like? So he's going to be up on dimensionals. The main clock isn't, but the clock face is. So he doesn't look odd being elevated a bit off the page, because we've got some height there, and also the wings of the butterflies will add a bit of height up. So I think that'll be fine. And then if I just want him a little bit higher up. Yeah, I think that's okay. With his little key, maybe the key to somebody's heart. The best time for, I think that's good there. I can make that just a wee bit smaller by cutting. And I like the labelers that have the little split in the backing so that you can easily get the back off them. Okay, the best time for new beginnings. I don't really like that stuck up there, so let's see about getting that stuck down. Yeah, so can't believe that we're getting into the end of August. Like, where has the summer gone? And it's been so rainy, it just, a lot of people feel like we've been robbed of summer. It's nice to have the days in July here, so I'm in Nova Scotia. I believe we had 21 days of like heavy rain and thunderstorms, and that's, I think it broke our record for the most rainfall ever in July. So that is just crazy stuff. But you see on the news all these weather-related things, and it is kind of scary. Okay, so I'm liking that. And then we'll get our butterfly down. I'm only going to do his middle part. We'll get him kind of with some good room around him, so he kind of fills that space nicely. And then we'll do this little guy. I think what I'm going to do, though, is cut his antennas out a little bit better. Sometimes I don't put them in at all. I just chop them right off. But, and then I'll draw them in or something, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to keep this guy's one. And I just put these on the backing. I just backed them on some, I don't know, some old pattern paper, some scrap paper that I had. And then, what about that? And then our little clock hand goes, what time is it? Oh, it's time for supper. Oh, it's time to watch some TV. Oh, it's time for bed. So that's, I'm trying to think if there's something else I want to do. I mean, if you've seen my other videos, those aren't very sharp scissors for material. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I do like to add a little bling. I think for these ones, one of my go-tos are, I just love the little rivets. And they're not exactly pewter, so, but it doesn't matter. They're goldish, and that's all right by me. The thing with my hands, though, is I do need to get a pair of tweezers. I just bought these ones at the dollar store, and you got a big long row for, I don't know, $1.25 or something. So we can add a little bit of sparkle there, just to kind of make those pop a bit. And I don't think we need one. I mean, we could put one there, but I think that's good, because when you're looking at the page, you kind of first are drawn to the shine on the clock and the little dangly bit, and then my eye kind of goes around. And I think that's, you know, what you want to do when you're doing a collage page or a glue book or a journal page, is get your eye going round. So I'm kind of happy with that. So that's our page for today. If you did like it, I would love for you to give me a like. And thank you for those who subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love to. I am trying to build the channel, so it's all good. Leave me a comment, and I do try to put my Daphne's Diaries, a new page on Fridays. Right now on Sundays, I do the Marguerite Miller Challenge. So that's another playlist. And if you're watching this later, the first full week of September, I'm starting a card a week till Christmas. Just some easy, fun folds or fancy folds, or you know, all sorts of cards. So if that interests you, please check it out. But for now, stay safe. I hope you have a good week, and bye for now.